Hey everyone, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about what to do when you're self-editing an academic essay. And there are certain things that you really want to check for and make sure that you have backed up in your paper. So you finished your draft, you've made sure it makes sense, and now you're really going over it with a fine-tooth comb to see what is it that you need to change or fix. So what you can see on this sheet is some basic things to edit. If it's an academic essay, there should be no first person, meaning that there's no I, you, our, or we. Any of those first person terms you see, you have to find a way to change them. Oftentimes you can change it to people instead of we. Make sure that it sounds like it's research facts and not your personal story. Fragment sentences. Are there times when you have sentences that are missing their subject or missing their verb? Make sure that they're all connected. Run-ons. Are you just throwing in random commas throughout it? If so, how can you fix that? Maybe you add in a conjunction like and, or maybe you put some semicolons in. If you have two complete independent clauses or two complete sentences, you need a conjunction like for, and, nor, yet, but, so, or you need to put a semicolon in. Same thing with the comma splices. Make sure that you don't have these complete sentences connected. Rambling sentences. Are you going on and on? Try to be as clear and concise as you can. Even though oftentimes you're trying to fill up a certain amount of pages, you don't want to put in a lot of extra wordiness in your writing. Do a spell check. Make sure that you don't have spelling errors. Check your capitalization. You could do a grammar check. Or just make sure that the names of places are always capitalized. If it's the name of a store, if it's the name of a person, a school, it needs to be capitalized. If it's just the word store, just the word school, then it wouldn't need to be. Effective word choice. Are there times when you can improve your wording? And we often can look at the word good and the word bad. Those come up a lot, and they can definitely be changed to show a stronger choice, even as simple as terrible or magnificent. But what about your verbs? Are you can you be more descriptive in a verb? If you have a hook and it's this little short story, maybe you change said to shouted or whispered. Just look at all of your word choices and see what you can do to improve them. Paragraphs should be at the very least 5 sentences. So make sure that you're counting and that you've reached that number. That's your editing part. Then you're going to get into revising. What is your thesis? What is the single most important message you have for your reader? There should be one sentence stating that. You should also be able to highlight that sentence in your draft and find 3 examples that connect to it. What are 3 points that connect to that thesis statement? Now you look at the first sentence or 2 of each of your body paragraphs. If those sentences don't match up with what you stated for number 1, you have to fix it. You have to find a way to make sure that you're making that connection strong enough. And then you look at your first body paragraph, which is your first main argument. Is it supported with multiple examples? For example, your argument should not be one long paragraph, but rather multiple ideas that are broken into body paragraphs to help support it. And in each body paragraph, you should have supporting examples to back it up. Each paragraph should relate back to that thesis that you put in the beginning. And does the example support the main reason over the particular paragraph? The third thing is, does each body paragraph provide specific examples that support the main point of the body paragraph? So you have this thesis statement, and each body paragraph connects back to it. But within each body paragraph, you have a topic sentence that entire paragraph connects back to. I would recommend that each body paragraph has 2 examples to prove it. The next thing to look at is, does the author explain why and how the examples are related to the main point? So are you making that connection? You can't just put in citations, but you also have to explain how they connect to your main point. Even though at times it may feel evident and like the reader should know, it's still your job to make that explanation clear. Does your essay have a relevant title? And then you might be writing an APA or MLA, but make sure that you're following the proper format. So if you have citations, are they following the MLA format or the APA format? And how many citations do you have? Is it enough for the requirements of the paper? Do you have a balance of citations, or are they all from only one or two sources? You really want to make sure you have a variety of sources to connect to. And then the format of your paper should be MLA or APA. Either way, is your title paragraph correct? Is your numbering correct? Is your reference page or works cited page correct? And those are suggestions to go over to back up your paper, or if you're editing someone else's, what to look for in their paper to make sure it's accurately done. Best of luck.